Holly, congratulations on the win. I know how much this win meant to you. So I want to ask you just kind of how your mindset was during the opening 2 rounds when they did play out, kind of in the pace that they did, and you hear the boos from the crowd, knowing how important this victory was for you. Did that get into your head at all?
One of my goals for this fight was to not let it look messy. A lot of times that's her style. She wants to get in and just make a brawl and make it look messy. And if you're landing more shots, I didn't want it to look messy. I want it to be clean. And I'm actually not happy with some, even letting her land a couple shots in the second round. But I wanted to pick a clean shot. I wanted to do it right. And the game plan was not to rush anything. We knew the crowd might boo. It's the type of game plan the crowd might boo, and we knew that. And as soon as I heard it, it says, I just thought, you know what, I'm the one in here fighting. I'm going to stick to the game plan, and I'm going to pick the right shot.
Nice. The ending sequence, I think, is going to be on highlight reels for a long time. I got to ask, did her taunting have anything to do with that being the time to pull the trigger on the high kick?
There's actually, kind of a whole kind of sequence with that, yes, but a lot of girls, I think, obviously, if I was training to fight me, I'd be like, okay, well, she has the left kick. Let's watch out for it. And it's, I guess, one of those things that kind of have just that competitive side of me that thinks, it's coming, but I still want to hit you with it, So, yeah, there's a little bit with that, and there's a few more details with that, but I don't want to lay everything out. But yeah, the taunting doesn't do anything to me. That's never affected me in any fight I've ever had. My whole plan was just to stick to the game plan for this fight, and that was it.
Nice. And last thing for me, we don't normally talk about walk-in music much, but you've had kind of an iconic song. You changed it. A UFC producer said you did it 6 hours before the fight. Can you just let us know kind of what went on there, what the decision process was?
I'll tell you exactly the walkout song. So when I first started boxing, everybody would ask me my walkout song, and I'm like, I don't care. I feel like that's like a celebration before you even get in there and do the hard work. Like, I just want to fight. And so I remember I would just tell them, like, you can pick whatever. And I remember a fight, they played Two Trailer Park Girls Go Round the Outside, and I was like, well, maybe I could pick a better song than that. And so I started saying, okay, well, just pick, something around this, and you can pick whichever one. And I would say Led Zeppelin, and the reason why, my brothers and I are all within 3.5 years apart. We're really close. We drove to high school together. We were all in high school 1 year together, and we would drive to school, and we had this old gold Buick, and it had these big bouncy seats in it, and we had 3 tapes. One was a green tape from the Beastie Boys, and 2 of them were Led Zeppelin tapes. And that was one of the songs that would play when we would be kind of out to kind of go maybe be mischievous, go cause some problems. And so go destroy things, I guess. I don't know. But we would sit there and we'd bounce in the seats, and we would just, my brothers and I are really close. They're some of my best friends. And I actually didn't tell them that I changed my song. Nobody knew except for my team. And I just decided I kind of wanted to go old school and just kind of let go. I have 3 losses in a row. Everybody keeps talking about that. You know what? Let's just go to the beginning. I started fighting because I love it and I have fun with it. So let's just go back to that. Let's go back to the roots, and I wanted to associate that with just going out and having a good time. Let's just go let it go.
Hello. The kick that ended the fight over here, Gab Pangalangan. Question mark kick, if I'm not mistaken. Was this the kick that you envisioned would finish the fight?
We've been working a lot on varying kicks. I mean, I'm always wanting to be an evolving fighter. I have a couple of head kicks, knockouts, but I want to change it up a little bit. I don't want to be predictable, and so we work on everything. And it's one of those things that I wanted to pick the right kick at the right time, and I wanted to listen to my team and what they were coaching me to do. And they saw it open, and they called it. And that's one of the things I wanted to do, is listen to my team. Failed to do that in my last 2 fights, and it cost me the fights. And I thought, tonight I'm just listening to them. That's what I'm going to do. They're watching it from the outside, and I'll listen to what they say.
And you seem so calm. Some people have actually seen you just walking around Marina Bay Sands, nonchalantly. Is this like a conscious effort to just go about your day as normal as possible before a fight?
I think the biggest thing for me is that I try to keep a good balance of being real. A fight is in front of me and I need to focus on it, but I don't want to waste any energy stressing about it when you can't do anything about it until the bell rings anyway. So just having a good balance. And I mean, it's been, how can I not kind of walk around and just kind of take some, fresh air in around here? It was awesome. This has been a great fight week for me. I got to get out, run around the bay, be by the water, and just kind of take it in, and just really wanted to enjoy this camp. I wanted to enjoy this fight week. Want to remind myself over and over and over that I'm doing this because I do love it. And a lot of people keep asking me, oh, what are you going to do now? The biggest questions were, you're on a 3-fight losing streak. What are you going to do now? It doesn't really matter what everybody else thinks I'm going to do. I started fighting because I love it, and I'm passionate about it. And that was my reminder here, is just, I'm going to be me. I'm the one who's getting in there and fighting anyway. It doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks, and nobody else mapped out my life for me. Or I'm not going to allow anybody to map out my life for me. I'm going to live my own life and just kind of enjoy it, take it in, and be here for the fight.
And the last question is, how good did it feel to do that backflip in the octagon?
It felt amazing. It's been a long time. I've never been on a 3-fight loss like that. I haven't even had two losses in a row. So it's definitely been a dip. And there's still things I look at the fight and I think, gosh, I should have done this sooner and I should have done this better. So I'm still wanting to learn. I'm still going forward. I'm still hungry to want to learn. And that's when I know this is still what I want to do.
What is the significance of this victory for you, given that, like you said, it's your first win after the 3 straight losses?
Well, it means a lot, but this fight's already over. I'm going to enjoy it tonight, but I want to look forward. And there's still so many things I didn't do right. I want perfection all the time, so I'm going to go back and keep training, see what's next.
So what's next for you then? And what are you going to be working on from tonight?
I always want to work on everything because I want to be ready for any situation. But as far as what's next for me, I see maybe a beer and some French fries and a beautiful view over Singapore from the top of the hotel. Sounds amazing to me right now. That's my immediate goal, and we'll see what happens after that.
Hey, Holly, congratulations on your victory. In the first round, you started with your side stance, but as the round progressed, you kind of more got into a squared stance, kind of going up front with Betchkoya. Was that a part of your game plan?
I guess I just wanted to feel the fight. As far as my stance was just maybe how I felt the fight going. It wasn't really a conscious decision I was making. It was just maybe maybe the movement that I was feeling at the time. But.
Right, and during Betch's last fight, she had some problems in the grappling department. And in the previous fights of yours, you showed excellent clinch game as well. But you kind of, maintained your distance. You did not go in for the clinch. You did not, go for the grappling as well against Betchkoya. Was that a conscious decision on your part as well?
We knew that it was there if I wanted to go there, but I wanted to pick some shots. And if the fight went there, I would be fine with it. And I do feel like my clinch game would have been fine. I know we got into a little scuffle at the end of the second round. I didn't feel threatened much. I wanted to be able to deal with whatever came my way, but why not stand back and try and finish the fight?
Hi, Holly. Congratulations on the win. My name is John from the New Paper. My question to you is, what went through your mind, before you punished Beth with your left hand? As she was on the floor after you floored her with the question mark kick. She looked like she was asking you to stop, but then you floored her and then you punished her with your left hand. What was going through your mind at that point of time?
For a split second, I was waiting for her to fall all the way down, and I had in my head to go for a hammer fist, and she was still kind of halfway sitting, and I thought, oh no, I can't do that punch, so I better change it up. But my very first MMA fight, after I dropped the girl, from my habit in boxing, as soon as she hit the ground, I walked away to go to my neutral corner. just out of habit. And I'm like, oh no, you're supposed to still run in and finish them. So it's definitely one of those things. I know she was down, but the ref hasn't called it yet, so I wanted to go in and land another shot.
Hi, Holly. Right here. Second time fighting out of the U.S. ever. How did you feel, and how did you adjust to Singapore?
I feel great. I know going home, I think, is always the hardest. I've been to Australia 3 times, and it's a similar time here as it is in Australia. I think it's only 2 hours difference. And so going home is always more of a change. But coming out, one of our close friends, Kyle Noak, you guys I'm sure have all watched him fight. He's done the trip a lot, and he's always told us, just make it through the first day. You land, you're going to be so tired, just make it through the first day, and you're going to be so tired you'll sleep at night and you'll give up. And it's always worked for me. So but just make it through the first day, don't go to sleep, And with that being said, I'm just a really good sleeper, so when I want to sleep, I can. So I just went to sleep when it was nighttime, got up, and I was acclimated within 24, 48 hours. So I felt great. The climate felt great. Everybody's asking about the heat. I love the heat. I'm like a summer baby, born in October, but I feel like I'm a summer baby. So it was great.